Happy Wednesday, everybody. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk about how I help developers like you find properties in as little as 1 week. Yes, 1 week is honestly all it really takes in order to find your next development project or your next rental income property. So taking a quick step back, my name is Dominique Higgins. I'm a real estate broker for developers and investors here in Southern California, helping them to buy and build their dream projects. And this is one of my big promises that I really stake a claim on when it comes to my business, which is helping developers and investors find a property fast. I know that especially no matter if it's a seller's market or buyer's market, I think that a lot of different investors and developers think that the hardest part is finding the property. And in all honesty, it's not. It's for some agents it can be, but for me and my team, the way that we really go about finding properties is very systematic to a point where we can help you build a consistent pipeline of development projects, rental income properties, so on and so forth. And how we do that really comes down to what I call the POW method, which stands for PAO. And I'll kind of just really quickly break down what those three things are and how we've used them. I mean, I've used them personally, find my own real estate development projects, some of which I've not faced any competition in. And it's how we help all of our clients, my team and I, in order to find them real estate development projects pretty seamlessly and without a lot of the different headaches that come with finding properties on the general open market. And so number one of the POW method is probate property. So probates are the king of all kings when it comes to sourcing development projects especially. What I like about probates is you have to have the actual cash, and the process very much locks out not only wholesalers, but it also locks out homeowners from being able to even bid on those properties. So it's really reduces the amount of competition that you face for those types of projects. And what's really great is you get some really good properties that come across through probates. And just to kind of give more context to what that is, probates are when somebody dies or when they are put under the guardianship of LA County or whatever specific county in the local area, and their real estate assets or property have to be sold off in order to help fund expenses or in order to kind of pay off debts in the case that they are deceased. And so there are actually auctions that are set up and take place in the actual courthouse across different counties of Southern California and even other parts of California too, where you can actually literally just show up. And so long as you have a couple of specific requirements and you meet the eligibility in order to bid on that property, you can actually pick up projects pretty consistently. And what I like about those two is they have a set date and time. And so that is nice because you can almost, in a way, plan out projects pretty well out in advance. And so this is especially important because I know a lot of developers face pipeline issues where they have a project and then they finish it and then there's nothing next. And so what I like about these is there's actually a way to really time out when you're going to show up to try to get the next property and to time out when it will close. And then so on and so forth. Now, the second part so that's the P in POW. So the second part of the POW method that I use to help developers find a project in as little as a week are auctions. So auctions are a very, very great resource in order to find development projects and rental properties as well. There are only a couple of auction houses within the Southern California area. Most of them go through Kennedy Wilson, which is highly focused on probate properties, as well as Plans and Wiener, who does a mix of both probate properties and other projects that they get. But these kind of have been the two very strong sources for auction properties that my clients and I have used in the past in order to find them development projects and find them quickly. And again, it goes back to building that consistent pipeline of properties. Now, the third part of the POW method, which I used for helping real estate developers and investors find them properties in as little as a week, is off-market properties. So I take a very systematic approach in taking the properties that have expired out, canceled out, withdrawn out, and going after them very aggressively and specifically towards meeting the different acquisition criteria that our clients go after. And I think it's actually very interesting because we've been able to source projects that way pretty well. I think mostly because a lot of real estate agents approach off-market properties from the perspective of, oh, I want to list. And we really engage those conversations and say, hey, we actually have a buyer. This is their acquisition criteria. This is what they want. this is who my team and I are, we're serious, and we can get it done. Now, if you are a real estate developer or investor out there who is trying to get started and trying to build out your portfolio, here's what you can do. So it really starts with understanding and having a crystal clear idea of what your acquisition criteria is. Or in other words, what you want to buy and what you want to do with that. That is information. Like just with that information, I can take off and my team and I can help you use the POW method in order to find your project in as little as 1 week, because that's honestly all it takes. It only takes 1 week to find a property. The real heavy lifting comes when you're negotiating with that seller and through escrow and close and so on and so forth. But actually finding the properties, that's the part where my team and I, we really have helped make it simple and help make it more compressed because we really truly go after it very systematically. So if you are in the market right now to buy your next real estate development project or your rental property, please feel free to check out the pinned post to my timeline. There you will find a link where you can book a free strategy call with me and we can kind of go through what your acquisition criteria is. If you don't have an idea, we can kind of talk through potential opportunities for you as well. Until the next video, thank you so much for joining me and I can't wait to see you guys.